Today I want to talk about the one thing that I've done in my business that has made me thousands and thousands of dollars, and if you do it too, you can do the same. My name is Tyler. I own Blue Dot Media. We are a video production and strategy company here in Buffalo, New York. We're doing over $20,000 a month in revenue, and this channel is dedicated to helping other video agency owners and business owners grow their businesses with video. So if that's something you're into, feel free to subscribe, and let's get into it. So I'll save you a bunch of time and just kind of say straight up, the biggest thing that I've done for my business over the years that I've been in business is acting morally and really keeping your client's experience top of mind. I think it's really easy to get caught up in the, oh, how much can we make? How much do you make? How much can this job make us? Or what can we quote out for this? I'm members of a lot of communities where people are saying, how much should I charge for this? And I think at the end of the day, it's how much do you want to make from it? How much can the client afford? And how much value you bring to the client before you're ripping them off, right? And you got to make sure the numbers make sense for everybody. If it's the amount you want to make and you're okay with that and the client's okay with that, that's how much you can charge. And I think where kind of acting morally comes into is the instances where maybe you could charge a little bit more and make a little bit more money on that one job. But if you keep the customer's experience in mind, not just your wallet, you're going to get more work from them down the road. So for instance, I've had a few times where a client, after they see the video we make, they say, hey, I just don't like the way I'm coming across on camera. And it's nothing that we've done. They say it's me. I'm just not confident in that. Now, per contracts and agreements, I probably could charge for another reshoot. But I think that just adds a little bit of friction to the process that doesn't need to be done. So what I do is I quote my price, my initial price, based on if we have to do reshoots or extra work. I kind of factor that into the price. That way there's no surprises to the client. And we can truly say, hey, we're going to make you the best possible product for you that you love. And by doing that, I mean, if I said, hey, you're going to have to pay for a reshoot or just be stuck with a video you don't like, one of two things usually happens. They're going to pay and be like, well, I kind of sucked, but hey, maybe I'm happier with the video. Or they say, you know what, we'll just deal with it. I don't love this video. And then they never show it to anybody, or they're just so unconfident in themselves. They don't show it. So your work doesn't get out and they essentially kind of wasted money on something. So I think by just thinking of the customer first and saying, hey, maybe I could charge for this, but I'm not going to, that's going to just wow them and say, man, that person really cared about me and my project and cared about the end product and how it's going to grow my business. They're much more likely to come back to you or refer you to friends. And I think a lot of people kind of forget that. Another thing too that I've seen, not from myself, but from other people is like, hey, so-and-so, they fucked up my audio and they didn't really tell me. They just kind of gave me a final product that just the audio was kind of messed up. And I don't know if they thought I'd not notice or something, but I think that is such a disservice to your client to not at least let them know, like, hey, there was an issue with the audio. Just a heads up, we don't really know what's going on with it. But you can't just say, hey, there's a problem. You have to say, hey, here's the problem. I'll show you what it looks like. And if you care about that, if not, we're going to take care of it for you. There's been times where I had to buy software that was $1,000 software to clean up audio because it wasn't to my standards. And could have I maybe passed it off to people? Sure. But I would much rather deliver a better final product knowing the client's gonna be stoked on it than ever having to worry about them going to someone else and like, Tyler fucked up my audio and didn't really tell me much about it. So keeping those things in mind is really going to keep your business going, and it's going to just create so much goodwill that people have no choice but to say they had a good experience with you. And something else that I think has really helped me grow my business is not being okay with just good enough. So many times I see people in the industry or anybody in their job who just got into it to make money and they didn't get into it enjoying the craft of whatever it is they do. So for me, I love making videos. I love being creative, but I have turned that into a successful business that helps other business owners versus a business owner who just said, hey, I see an opportunity that we can charge a lot of money for this thing. And they don't really care about the craft, which means they're going to end up having subpar, maybe uncreative products. For example, I did a shoot the other day with our virtual backdrop and the background just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to. I don't know, maybe I set up the light in a weird position and it didn't look bad, but to me, I knew it could look better and I couldn't let that go. And yes, I could have passed it off to the customer. They probably wouldn't have noticed, but because I care so much about the end product and the success of that end product for the client, I had to go through frame by frame and rotoscope out the people so I could have the background be the way I wanted it to be. It took me hours and hours more than what it should have, than what it could have if I just gave them the video. Those little things, they might go like unnoticed, but that's good, because that way, if no one's noticing a mistake and they're only saying, wow, this is great, then going back to that, they only have good things to say about you, and they might not know all the work that went into the back end of that, because I'm not going to charge for the extra time because it's something I want to make sure is done right. So I guess the point of this video is to, if you really want to have a successful and long-lasting business, it's to act morally and not just worry about how much money you can make from particular clients on one job. Think about how you can turn those clients into retainer clients or long-term clients that pay you 10 times what you would have got off that one job by charging a little bit more if you work for them over the course of 1, 2, 3 years. So think about the client's experience first. Obviously, cover all the expenses and costs and profit that you need to make as a business. Don't lose money on it. Be smart about it. But if you focus on your customer experience, people will notice and will pay off for you. So I hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, feel free to drop a comment below, like, share it with your friends, or if this is stuff you're into, please subscribe. I would love to have you along the journey.